good fun time, man. We need to do like better angels because like we all play dual roles. So like we each play
Okay.
our PC character, but each of these characters are possessed with a demon. So like Jeff would play my demon, and Kyle would play your like, and like yeah, you could have superpowers, but you got to do something for me. So it's like
That's
It's a
awesome.
combination of it's like Wild Talents meets Everybody is John.
meets Dirty World. Well, it's all
Or that.
one row engine anyway. But yeah, it's when I played in the playtest for it, and my demon, I was like a high school counselor because that
Mhm.
particular campaign was set in a school, and I to get powers, I had to divulge a student's private information. So I took his personal information and went on Pornhub and just posted it in a comment. And when the kid asked me about it, I go, "The principal did it." Well, he goes off and murders the fucking principal. Like like he could like materialize stuff. So he almost like I don't know what that medieval torture was, where you put someone in like a cast iron kind of container and just boil them alive by, like
Bronze
with a
Bowl.
flame. But like it got dark real quick.
Nice.
So I posted the link to the live stream in the chat there,
Ooh.
and if you look at it, I even have it set up so that it broadcasts like information about the podcast. On it's fancy, man. It's fancy.
Yeah,
I,
I
I
got the link
was
from,
I was just watching it, and there was a little time delay.
Yeah, it puts in I think a 10-second delay for
Yeah,
I don't know reasons.
Well, they do that for like I've done live streams of like high school graduations and stuff like that. It's yes, it's your buffer in case, fuck you.
remind me. Oh,
oh, go ahead.
go
No,
ahead. You go. Oh, remind me to tell you guys later about Pranksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
It sounds encouraging.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
So Kyle and Adam, I believe you guys need to make new characters.
Oh, my character is part of the same fencing club as my old character.
Okay.
I don't know where to find the pre-gens for this.
I just put the link up there just
yeah.
before Dave.
Okay.
Okay.
Just give me a moment.
I think it's actually a zip file, so you may have to download it
Yeah.
again.
I think Aaron sent these to me. I'm just like,
I must have these on my hard drive somewhere.
I know I do, but it may be just quicker for me to go ahead and download them.
Yeah.
Save them to the same spot.
Yeah,
that's when you'll find them.
That's where
What a
they
strange
are.
dystopian future we're living in.
What's that?
What a strange dystopian future we're living in.
Yeah.
Where, file search is not as fast as downloading it again.
Yeah. Oh, well, I teach a computer science class, so I'm teaching Python, but I'm also teaching C# with Unity. But also because apparently I'm the only guy in the building that can do it, they also gave me a third class, and I'm teaching for A+ certification, which is like entry level stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I blew the kids' minds yesterday, but just talking about the cost of hard drives and stuff, because I can remember being 16 years old in 1996, and I bought a 250 meg hard drive for roughly, and it was used for roughly about $200. And they were typically, I think at that point, it was 1 megabyte for $1.
Wow.
And their cell phones have, $34,000 worth of hard drive space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a RPG system I've played and run in that's sci-fi, like off in the future. And let me find the old. Was it third edition book? They had hard drive prices in there.
Oh Lord.
And and it was weird because they actually were using I believe dollars as the currency unit, and the book it was published like in the early 1990s. Let me see if I can find.
Oh,
Guys keep talking if you want, but
I could be a paleontologist. I'm sorry, keep going.
no, you're fine. I'm just sticking through my book real quick.
You guys remember Neuromancer?
Oh God,
Like-
William Gibson.
Yeah, at the beginning of
Oh,
the
yeah.
book, the main character like gets into a scuffle over several megabytes of memory. Like that's some serious shit you could get ganked over.
Oh God.
And that was looking forward from his current time. It's like, oh, in the future, megabytes. Yeah.
Fucking- Yep.
You know, we don't. I'm not seeing anybody that has like a high skill and badass. Like I keep looking for badass, but it's just.
I'm looking for the other fencer.
I think I may be. I'm gonna be a. I don't know. I'm looking at the. What God? What is this? Metallurgy, or how would you pronounce it?
Metallurgist.
Metallurgy.
Yeah, he's got a 60% in brawl and like a 47 in dodge. Like,
Oh, and he's got the sword too.
oh, that's the same guy you played.
No, I'm just saying that I was playing the physics student who also had a sword. So they're both in the same fencing club.
Oh yeah,
All right,
my
so
partner prepare to die.
you're playing the metallurgist.
I believe so. I'm gonna glance at the
I am
archaeologist.
too. Let's do this.
We could do this. We will be able to fucking tell bronze from copper.
Dual engineers up in here.
Nice.
Let's get welding, chaps.
Like Jeff, I love the fact that you're forcing me with these pre-gens to play on my wheelhouse, because I mean, to be honest with you, any Call of Cthulhu or Delta Green character I play, I usually put about a 70 in dodge. Like it's just kind of like, I don't know. Experience.
In Delta Green, it actually seems like a bad idea because dodge is now an action in Delta Green, so you can't both dodge and shoot,
True.
which is tough.
He who lives to see another day runs. Well, I'm getting that ass backwards, but you get what I'm saying.
Interesting. Good point.
Okay, here's a. In the rule book, they had a 1,000 GB hard drive was 2.5 million.
Wow. Dollars?
And yeah, and that would have been appropriate for the cost of memory at the time the book was published. But now, I mean, you can want to get a two terabyte hard drive for $150.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. 2 terabyte hard drive for 150.
About, I think.
Oh man, I don't know about that.
I think so. Just looking at them.
Our
150?
sanity. That depends. I mean,
Yeah,
you're talking about. You're not talking
External.
solid state. Yeah.
Oh, external.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not.
I feel like there's some. You could get that number down a bit.
Yeah, it's been a while since I was looking.
Yeah, right now on
$100.
Newegg, I've got it for $90,
Yeah,
and that still seems a little spendy.
Hmm.
Like
I made a point
For
one
Black
time
Friday.
to inform the publishers about it. Like, why are you telling us this? Because I think
Yeah.
it's funny.
I had one of those moments the other night. I was recording an episode, and I know we're going to get started, but I'll just make it quick. I was recording one of the Role Playing Exchange, like little episodes we do like monthly, and buddy of mine had went out to like Seattle, and every city he goes to, he tries to hunt up game shops and look for stuff that he doesn't find in his hometown. And he talked about buying a couple of Dragon magazines from, and he was talking about them like they were ancient. He goes, "Man, from like way before I was born, like 1983 and 1986." And I just have that moment where Matt Damon just ages like so quick. I'm like, dude, I was in like first or second grade.
ouch.
Was Aaron going to be able to join?
I would assume
He was not. He did not respond to that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more looking in the future.
He's wanting to do it, but like,
Yeah.
he's saving up money to try to go out to I think he's wanting to move to Ohio.
Okay.
You guys, I'm going to see Carpenter Brett this week.
Sweet, I dig.
That's so cool.
What's he looking to move to Ohio?
He has a a long time online girlfriend that he's met a couple times in real life, but
Cool.
she lives. I don't know. She's not in any of the three big cities. I know that, but she's in the northern part of the state.
Oh, okay. He'd be actually
That'd
close
be
to me
cool.
then.
Probably.
Is she in Ohio Falls, Ohio?
Can
Yes.
we were talking last week. I really wish that it was the flashbang that you had on your chest. Like it still sticks with me. And it, poof,
The what?
your death on the bridge and the grenade.
Oh,
It just was a
yes.
flashbang.
Yes. Oh no. This is yes. I think we established it was not a flashbang, but that would have been hilarious.
That would have been great. So if you guys don't care, I'm gonna like. I still got sink shit on my hands. Like, I'm gonna go wash my hands, grab a beer, and then
Sure.
like we'll get started.
Sure.
Crunked.
Do we real quick, Jeff? Just while I'm thinking about it, before I interrupt the narrative of character creation. What 2 dice do we roll to determine luck?
Percentile. So it's 2d10. Just pick one as the 10, one as the ones.
Okay, awesome. Well,
I'm just
I will
sitting
be
over here with 4 luck points.
How's your sanity?
My sanity is doing okay, actually.
Okay.
My sanity
You're
is
just out of luck.
Yeah, I'm just not very lucky, but I've got a 43 sanity, so I'm hanging in there.
That's actually not too bad.
Yeah, that's what we're starting at, like 45. Like if we're both playing geologists or metallurgy guys, we're pretty much. Yeah, we're fucked. But anyway, I'll be right back.
Excellent.
Yeah, I started at 50. I've only lost 7. My God, I'm just like I see it, I acknowledge it. I'm gonna process this later.
What are you?
Oh, I'm a classics major.
Oh.
This character is loosely based off of one of my college professors. Oh, Kimball Armayor, the professor that made me stand up in front of the class. I took one of his classes on ancient Egypt, and when I took his class on Rome, he made me stand up in front of the class on the first day and try and convince everyone to drop the class.
Did you?
Unironically. He was like, Nearing, get up here and tell everybody to drop the class.
Did
Because
you?
they're all going to fail anyway. I was like, what the
Nice.
fuck?
Wait, it was your first class with him or not?
No, my second one. So he was like, he basically made his tests impossible. It was something like 98 short answer questions in 50 minutes.
Oof.
And
What are they? Oh wait,
it's-
short answer. Shit.
yeah, it's like not possible. And then he would grade it on a curve, but it was so, like, I spent days and days studying for that because I wanted to prove him wrong that nobody could get an A plus in his class. And I got an A plus in his ancient Egypt class. I remembered all of the fucking pharaoh names and all this shit. But like, it was hilarious because like he had this huge reputation, and so we went in on the first day and fine, and then after the first test, I mean, people started dropping out probably 2 weeks in. Because he would just stand up at the front of the room at the start of class and talk nonstop till the end of class.
All right.
And so we had people dropping out the whole time, but after the first test, it went down to like...
Wait, hold on. What are they supposed to do?
Well, I mean, this was like no questions, no interactivity, him standing there with a book, lecturing like he was back at
just put like
Oxford in the 20s, like... It was terrifying, and
Just put like a tape recorder, tape player.
exactly, and he did that, and probably after the first test, we went down to maybe 7 people, and by the time
Wow.
the final rolled around, it was 4 people.
That's not a good professor.
No, but he had tenure, and he had a degree from Oxford, and a degree from Cambridge, and a degree from Harvard, and like the dude was just like, I am the most qualified person.
Well, maybe he is, but they shouldn't have him teaching classes then.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, I enjoyed his classes, but I'm
I understand
here,
that.
so-
Like, if no one else can pass the class, it's like,
Yeah.
its
Yeah,
utility is
exactly.
limited.
Exactly. He was basically the gatekeeper for the classics program, The University of
Okay.
Alabama seems to have a problem with having gatekeeper professors in every program, where it's
Gatekeeper or fucking
Yes.
guardian on the threshold.
well, no, seriously, like they had a CS class, CS 350, that one of my friends failed 9 times. The average pass rate,
no.
the average pass rate for that class was 25%.
Wow.
And it was the class you had to pass to do any upper division computer science classes.
Well,
And
that'll
so,
wash you for your career.
yeah, I mean, in most programs had this, professor that was just like, if you don't pass this class, you have to switch majors. Like, you're done.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But yeah, he was great.
So was
and
it-
I
Was the
thought he
class of the
awesome.
professor? Like, could you take the same class with a different professor and it would be okay?
Yeah, they actually were like, okay, they tried it with, all right, is this class too hard? So then they gave them a new curriculum, and the professor still had a terrible pass rate, and so then they're like, all right, let's try a different professor, and it was still bad because it was hard. It was data structures and algorithms, but it went up to like 58% or something like that. So. But yeah,
So double the pass rate.
So it was probably him. But there were other computer
Sounds
science
like it.
classes. There were other computer science classes in the upper division that had like 10% pass rates. Like one on, it was one on like cryptography, or it was either cryptography or operating systems. That
Why do you need a class on cryptography?
I don't know, but they had like fucking
What the
computers
fuck?
with 4 GPUs in them to use in the lab. And I was just like, what? What are you
That's
guys
cool, but it's not
doing?
meaningful.
I don't think
Sure.
I've had any experience like that. I mean, the worst I had was a calculus teacher who never gave out quizzes or exams until the final,
Oh
basically.
God.
So he just whatever reason he handed out. I think this was his first year he did that. He would hand out the quizzes and whatever interim exams he did for the previous year classes, but he wasn't collecting them or grading them. So you hand them out, so you did have problems to work with, but you also have problems in the textbook too. So if you're not getting scored, it's kind of hard to judge if you're actually doing it correctly, and especially when it's like Calculus 3, where you can always look at I guess in the back of the book too, but I mean it was still. He had two exams for the entire semester. One was one exam just 2 weeks prior to the final, basically.
Lord. That's terrifying. You would have to really make yourself do self-assigned homework to pass that.
I spent those 2 weeks cramming more for his class than any of my bio classes, just because. I mean, it.
No, I don't mean to interrupt, man, but isn't the point of assessments to also help you assess how you're doing? And
Yeah,
if you
that's
have,
my opinion, at least.
God, that's just laziness and sadism.
Yeah.
Laziness and sadism here on OTRS.
That's face. That'd be a great name for a fucking campaign about librarians.
Name a scenario that laziness and sadism.
That seemed like a Hunter S. Thompson novel.
Yeah. I can dig it. Well, speaking of scenarios, Jeff, I hear that you might have one prepared for us this evening.
Maybe.
Correct.
Hashtag Segway. Brought to you by Segway.
Oh, we're getting sponsored now.
No, we're not.
Oh.
We're probably going to get sued or something.
Please see Paul Blart 2. And he's on a Segway, but okay, Jeff, if you
The
will.
Segway of the week.
I'd like to welcome everyone back to on the Remember Slopes for our Time to Harvest game. We've been playing for a while. There's several episodes. We're actually transitioning to episode 2 for it. With us, we have David, who's playing Okimbo, who is currently in jail in Cops Corners. We also have Adam and Kyle, who are going to be introducing new characters tonight. I believe that we had a rather exciting last session, but unfortunately, I believe we lost recording for a significant portion of it at the end.
Yes.
So actually, I was going to ask between the three of you guys if you could perhaps recap, at least more importantly, I guess the final hour or so of it, whatnot.
That all got dumped.
Yep.
That's right. So
Curse
in the
your
last
technology.
half hour, we decided we were going to have a waffle party with the camp out crew up at the archaeological dig site. Not because we wanted waffles, though we did want waffles. We wanted to make this party a waffle house. But we also decided we were just going to stay up and watch for whatever inevitable treachery was going to happen as a result of that NPC's meddling. I'm forgetting the treacherous NPC, but that guy was obviously up to some shit. And
Blaine.
Adam, would you like to finish this off? Blaine.
Yes.
No, it wasn't Blaine.
So as we
That was
cased,
Blaine.
I can't even remember his name.
Wasn't
As
it
we-
Bob?
Who?
Wasn't it Bob?
The
guy who was treacherous?
expedition leader.
Yeah.
The
Robert Blaine.
Robert
Yeah.
Blaine.
Yeah.
There we go.
Bob Blaine.
So alcohol was being passed out and so forth, and but at least I remember my character abstained from drinking. And as the night wound on, we were sleeping in the truck. Yeah, we were
Yep.
sleeping in the truck, and a rather unnaturally dense fog came, and a spot hidden later, and some screams alerted us that stuff was going on, and we encountered these. We were calling them crab people because, but I
Tastes like
think they,
crap. Talk like
yeah, tastes like crab, look like.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm having a South Park moment, but
Oh, absolutely.
but we got into an altercation with them, and for a moment, things were looking pretty goddamn good. Somebody, I think it was Kyle's character, but maybe it was Okembo, lobbed a Molotov cocktail with some liquor. And
Yeah, I did. While Kyle
Yeah,
was
same.
fencing with it, I
Yes.
threw it from the truck.
And that ran one of them off, so we felt pretty good about that. So I was driving the truck because I had the greatest drivability, and Okembo was holding the lawnmower outside of the truck till we were going to Lance, and we
Yep.
had a successful drive check, and Kyle got into some altercations with him, and by the second unsuccessful drive check, we wrecked the vehicle. Kyle's character was brought down with a mysterious ray gun that just knocked him out of play. I ran for the blade and tried to fight said creature, and was also taken out. And Okembo ran away, and the screams in the camp of the remaining campers slowly died out. And Okembo,
Yes, so I remember I got stuck in the car in the truck because we pushed the drive roll, and then it flipped, and I failed the luck roll because I only have 4 luck, so I got pinned. But then I Hulk strength my way out of it with the lawnmower to engage the crab man in battle, and like all of my battles with the lawnmower didn't go so well. But I did manage. I didn't hit him the first time, but I did manage a called shot on his ray gun, and was able to knock it out of his hand and grabbed that. I tried to shoot him with it, but I do not understand how to use an alien ray gun. So I decided that discretion being the better part of valor, I should run away and ask for help. So I left everyone to die, ran back to the road, ran into the deputy, told the deputy everything. Deputy took me back to the police station. The friendly police chief I think I was waiting there for them. They were doing something, and I prepped the powder keg in the corner to blow in case they
That's right.
tried to double cross me. And
They did.
they did, but they didn't try and kill me, so that's good. And it's still there, and I have my lighter, so if anything smells funny I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory with my 3 hit points. And the sheriff, I think, thought I was drunk, which I was, but that wasn't why I was. That wasn't why I was telling this story, and he threw me in jail. So I think that's where we are.
I would like to point out that I downed one of those aliens and it decided to ascend into heaven, so I got nothing.
Yeah. I'm
That's
also
some
very
bullshit.
wounded.
Yes. Oh, that's right. How did you get? You got wounded by a lobster claw.
Yeah, I got lobster clawed across the stomach. So
Good times.
good
Sorry, I'm
times.
just
Yeah,
chuckling.
good times.
So Kimball is sleeping off his whiskey in Cobb's Corners jail.
For the
I'm
record-
bleeding onto the floor.
For the
Oh,
record,
you're not bleeding, but
Okay.
you're definitely got pretty badly. I mean, I guess more like a crushing wound or a combination, maybe a laceration, but
Okay.
nothing life threatening, but definitely painful and hopefully you'll make it.
Okay. I hope.
I as a player believe that those creatures were great race, and other people are telling me it's fungi from Yuggoth. So we got some debate going on there.
Yeah. Which will make it more fun, obviously.
Yeah.
And throughout the night, it's uneventful for you. Once the sheriff and the deputy leave, they just basically lock you in your cell and keep you there. Night passes. You wake up in the morning with a hangover,
Okay.
and shortly after you wake up, you can hear the front door being unlocked, and in steps in the sheriff and Professor Harold.
Okay. Do I know this Professor Harold?
Yes. He teaches at Miskatonic.
Okay.
He's trying to just. I believe he is actually the professor who initially. He's the one who organized the initial expedition a year ago, and he is
Okay.
also the one who arranged it this year as well.
Okay. Oh, and can I do a thing during the night before we progress? I want to do a thing. Okay. I want to carve the words "follow the lawnmowers" underneath the bed, like in the wall.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
All
if you
right,
like.
that must happen. All right, so yes, Professor Harold walks in. I'm glad to see him, I think.
The sheriff kind of he's how would you he's very stern and direct with Professor Harold on how your students they're out causing a lot of problems last night. They're out drinking and causing commotions. I have this one we've found running down the road in the middle of the night drunk, and we fortunately Deputy Cutter intercepted him and brought him in here. We decided it would be best for him to remain the night here while he's sobered up. We haven't found the rest of the students. Presumably they're out in the wilderness somewhere.
They're dead. I just start screaming, "They're dead!" over and over and over again.
Excellent.
They just look at you.
He's got a spoiler, see?
I think the best course of action is that you send at least this student home immediately, and then we'll see about finding the rest of the students later today. And Professor Harold agrees with him, asks for you to be released into his care, and the sheriff agrees with that and begins to go open this cell that you're in.
Okay.
And just motions for you to step out and to join Professor Harold.
Oh, I'd like to retrieve my belongings that were confiscated.
Sure.
i.e.
What were
the
they
ray
again? I know
gun.
you had
It was the ray
well,
gun.
you had the strange alien
tropical
gun thing.
Mm-hmm. I think that was all he took. Because I
Okay.
showed it to him and he was like, "That's mine now." So I would like that back.
Maybe a lawnmower.
I'm also going to send the town a bill for 2 lawnmowers.
He'll return that to you.
Okay.
He doesn't. I don't think he really has a reason not to. He doesn't mean. He knows less of it than you do.
Excellent. I'm going to put it in my jacket.
It doesn't look like any conventional weapon that anyone would use. So,
Okay.
Professor Harrow walks up and just in very stern, quiet or stern voices points out the door and says, "Let's go. Get out."
All right. I'm going to walk out of the door and into the street, but I'm not going to get into any cars quite yet.
Okay. Professor Harold steps out after you, as does the sheriff, and there actually is a car sitting outside, and Professor Harold begins walking over to it, past you, but as he passes, he also kind of grips you around the arm, and he's going to lead you to the car.
How do I counter grapple?
It could be a fighting maneuver, so it would be, or actually, in this case, say opposed strength checks if you
Okay. I'll
want
do
to
opposed
resist
strength. Yeah.
him pulling on you.
I will do opposed strength.
Let me get his. So again, it's whoever wins is whoever gets the better result,
Okay. Let me.
or better success, I should say, not the necessary lowest roll.
Sure. So I got an 81 out of 70, so that does not work. Unless he failed.
He does,
Yes.
and I believe that concedes
Slap
to you
fight.
then.
All right. So, all right. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna, take a few steps away from him, and I'm gonna say, "Professor, all due respect, I'm going to make my own arrangements for travel home."
Oh snap!
He looks at you. No, you're not. I'm taking you to Betterboro. We're getting you a ticket for a train, and I'm coming back here to deal with the rest of you lots. So,
Sir,
unless you want to risk,
Sir, I hereby withdraw from Miskatonic University. You now no longer have any power over me. I again inform you that I will be making my own arrangements for travel home.
Persuasion.
Okay, I can do that.
Or which fast talker? I guess which of those are highest for you?
Okay, I've got. Let's see.
You
I
come
got a
from an
persuade
affluent
at
family.
30. I have a persuade of 30, and I do come from an affluent family. So I guess could I imply, could I use my affluence in that persuasion for a bonus die? Basically be name drop my father, who's a benefactor of the university.
Sure.
Okay. All right. I will do that. So rolling D%, and then I roll a D10 for the bonus die. And I got it. 28. Boom.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. He just scowls at you, and he says, "Fine, as long as you have to leave today, because obviously you're not wanted here, and I don't know if the sheriff if he will do anything more other than jail you for the night. I highly suggest you return to Arkham, back home, and do not stick around in the area."
All right. So I'm going to head over to the docks and talk to the dock workers that I'm friendly with and book passage on a ship heading towards Betterboro.
Okay. What's your spending limit?
I have a spending limit of $10. I also have $20 cash on hand.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
That's fine. I don't think it's that's like $130 you have on you. I don't. And these aren't like luxury boats. You're just asking,
Mhm.
Here's a few dollars for your trouble. Just get me the hell out of here.
Exactly.
Um, sure. Yeah. If you Hero will actually follow you and see, make sure you are making efforts to get out of town. Once you see you on the small ship and it sets down the river, you can see him walking away from the dock. He's shaking his head kind of angrily as he walks away. And the trip down the river probably takes a majority of the day, and you'll get into Peterborough later that evening.
All right.
And you're free to do what you wish there.
Okay. I think that my plan. Are there any like smaller towns outside of Betterborough, maybe to the north more?
Let me check. Yeah, there is. I think there's the closest one. I think is called Algiers. It's to
Okay.
the south, and there's another town that's probably twice the distance. I think it's West Dummerston.
Ooh, I think Algiers. I think I'm gonna go take up lodgings in Algiers.
You're
Okay.
going to the bar and you're going to reenact the Battle of Algiers.
And I'm gonna do that and just kind of wait for the seasons to change, as it were, narratively speaking.
Oh shit!
Okay. How are you going to get to Algiers?
I'll hire I'm assuming like a farmer. I'll give a farmer some money to take me out there on his cart.
Okay. So yes, you can get down to there, and you're able to find cheap lodging. And what exactly are you going to be doing?
So while I'm there, I'm gonna put the I'm gonna spend my days studying this strange artifact. I'm gonna write down all of what my account of what transpired, and I'm going to send it to my fraternity at Miskatonic.
Nice.
I'm gonna notify my parents that my life is in danger and I've gone into hiding. That they should send money to the wire office in Betterborough, and then I'm going to take up whittling.
Nice. All good choices.
Occasionally, I will check the newspapers for, I have a little street urchin boy that I pay to bring me the local newspapers so that I can keep abreast of current events.
The Baker Street Regulars?
Yes,
Nice.
absolutely.
So, you want to?
For that device,
Mm-hmm.
You can be a metallurgy person too now, Dave.
Yep. If you take days to examine it, I'll let you eventually figure out how to use it.
Okay.
And I think you must have done that already. Okay. Yeah. I don't think I rolled for this though, real quick.
I also set up a recurring order from the Sears catalog to deliver lawnmowers to the sheriff's office.
Excellent.
But yeah,
Roebuck, I believe you mean.
You do figure out how to use it, and upon doing so, you do kind of reflect back to that night when you first acquired it, and you believe you never actually discharged it when you were trying to hit one of the creatures with it. Like at the time, you're just fumbling around. The thing, whenever you do handle it, it actually kind of squirms like it's a living thing in your hand a bit. So I think the first time when you were trying to handle it, you kind of freaked out, and it's just. But it's a very bizarre thing.
Okay.
Like it behaves more like a it feels more like the body of a grub or like a larvae of some sort, and you have no idea what it is. But when you did figure out how to use it, actually, oh crap. Nope, you're fine. That's when potentially had something else happen. When you first using it, it does shoot out like a kind of a dense cloud of particles or dust that hang in the air for a moment and then dissipate.
Alrighty.
Long hits.
Well, since it appears to be living, I'll also acquire like a banded chest to keep it in my lodgings.
Okay.
My intent is to wait until more students come, and then I'm going to like reveal the truth to them. I'm gonna grow a beard and be a hermit until then.
Okay, you mean more students come to you?
No, come to visit to investigate Cobb's Corner.
He's waiting for our characters to get off the train.
Yes, I'm waiting for reinforcements so they don't walk in blind.
Yep.
Okay. A couple of days after you send your letter to your parents, you get one in return expressing that they're, highly concerned for you. They would much rather you return to home rather than remain in hiding elsewhere. They do send you a check for, let's say, $30.
Okay.
And you recognize it from your dad's bank and everything.
Alrighty.
Actually, no, that would have been wired. He said.
Yeah. Well, a check.
Yeah.
A check is fine too. I don't mind either way. It's fine. Okay. Well, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have them send Jeeves to escort me back.
Nice.
Or the strong manservant, and I'll return to our country estate.
Okay.
Is he a strong man servant, or is he a strong man servant? Like, does he have the handlebar mustache?
Yes. But he's also
Excellent.
British.
Oh. Now I'm confused.
All right. So, I guess I'm willing to let the wheel turn from there.
Okay. Yeah, your family's servant man or butler makes a trip out there and drives you back to the estate. I believe you're not probably too far from Arkham. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you get back home safe and sound. But upon reading newspapers, you do learn about essentially the events, or you read about how a group of Miskatonic students had apparently been arrested over in Vermont, apparently for indecent behavior and drunkenness during Prohibition. And
hey, I know that guy.
Several of them have returned to Miskatonic University. However, there was one, and this is your name, who is still missing. Although currently you're now safe at home, but at the time you were missing.
So they don't know They don't know I made it out alive. I want to keep it that way. I'm going to continue growing my beard with increased vigor.
And then let's actually introduce perhaps Kyle and Adam's character.
Okay. I have not mentioned this to Kyle yet, but we are fraternity brothers of Lambda
Nice.
Lambda Lambda,
Of course we are.
which I think Lambda 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 was from the Nerds movie, but I can't recall.
Perfect. I love that. I'm 100% on board with your idea.
Awesome.
Let's do this.
So, Kyle, you care to do the honors, sir?
Okay, I'm playing Caleb Seacrest, metallurgy student.
And I am playing Van McCoy, metallurgy student. Now,
Yes.
I must tell you, like, I just pick people from southern places, so I don't have to really like. The accent makes it more official. I'm a metallurgy student, a member of Lambda Lambda Lambda, and I am originally from Logan, West Virginia, which is right next to Pike County, Kentucky, and that's the Hatfields and the McCoys. So I'm an actual descendant of the feuding families.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
Very nice.
Back when they were still feuding.
And that's why
Bravo.
I know how to use. That's why I take fencing. I thought it was
Nice.
for actually farm fencing when I signed up for it. They had it. I kind of liked it.
Excellent. My character, I don't know about his character, but my character is part of the same fencing team or fencing club as my old character.
Okay.
Oh, we all knew each
And-
other.
Yeah, and he definitely got that letter from my last character. If it even got through.
You guys are actually getting ready. You're on campus. Semester actually starts in perhaps 3 weeks or so. So you're kind of
Kegs.
on campus getting ready for the start of semester.
Kegs did not exist back then, I would guess.
Sorry,
I would guess the kegs as such did not exist back then.
kegs? No.
I'm doing a cask stand.
Yes.
I got some great Amontillado.
Oh boy.
And you guys are on campus, and you catch a story about a group of students who just are recently returning from Vermont. Apparently, they are effectively all disgraced. They cause a lot of problems while out in a small town there. Apparently, on a school expedition. Many of them got arrested and then sent back to school. The rumors you heard is that they all got, summoned before the dean of students, who basically tore him a new asshole, and then also got caught in front of the university president. Again, basically all of them chewed out and threatened with expulsion, or even just in general, just the future of their academic career and livelihood here at the universities, that had a extreme threat just for if any other screw ups, any other problems, no matter how small, can likely result in their expulsion permanently from the university. So, that's what you guys are kind of aware about with the school situation. Maybe go back to Dave.
Okay. Well, as part of my master plan, I have decided to re-infiltrate the university as a pledge of Lambda Lambda Lambda
Yes.
by the name of
Ogre.
Ogre Van Dam.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just go with that. Yeah, my name is Ogre Van Dam.
Okay. So you're gonna infiltrate, or are you gonna rush or attempt to join Lambda Lambda?
Yes.
All right. Give me, what's your credit rating?
My credit rating is 10.
What's your constitution check against alcohol?
60.
That should be the real determiner here.
It's really 10. That seems well, you're a poor student, I guess. Yeah, they allow you to at least enter into initiation with the fraternity.
Okay.
And so you get to have an opportunity to meet all the current members, including Van McCoy and Caleb.
All right. Hello, Mental Gin.
And you two, actually, can you roll a dia check?
Sure.
What is that?
It should be under your intelligence.
Oh yeah, it's just int times 5. All right. That is 39. I make it.
81. I didn't get the metallurgy joke. I'm just gonna stare.
Caleb, you have a suspicion that this new initiate to the fraternity is like you think you've seen him before, or at least someone of his general appearance. But you're not actually sure where you can place him. But you think he's actually been on campus before for a little while.
I tell I tell Adam's character, I've seen that guy before. He's been on campus before.
He's got one of those faces, like yeah.
His faces. I make the face pantomime with my hand.
My majestic beard flows in the wind.
I think he makes duck calls with his family down.
Is he the duck commander?
Jeff, I'm going to apologize for going Looney Tunes.
That's fine.
Making Lambda mythos.
This whole thing is ridiculous. Let's go all the way, guys. Let's turn it up like Rikers Island, bro.
Yeah. Dave.
Yes.
Kimball, as you kind of use the fraternity as a place for you to hide out a bit near campus, or actually on campus, and you do eventually see all the same students. You see Roderick, Lewis, Harold, all of them on campus from time to time. But unless you go up to try to talk to any of them, I mean, they're just going about their business as students. But you do see them all on campus.
Do I see any of the people who I saw go down?
Yeah, you see all of them.
Oh.
At various points, you do, throughout the next couple of days, you see all of them, including Aurelian and Max. You see see all of them. Just on campus going about business sometimes. You see, let me get this up real quick.
Does my character get the letter from Max? Or does someone?
I don't know. Did Max send a letter?
Yes. My characters always send Lovecraftian notes.
If I write one, mine will be written like a Civil War. My dearest Petunia.
It's to another brother of Lambda. You just call him Petunia.
It's a pet name.
That's what you call the ones Russian, like
Yep.
fresh fish. Petunias.
They were much more civilized back then.
It's the horticultural fraternity.
Oh, snap.
I do have a pretty high skill in geology, and flowers grow in dirt, so I see the connection.
The only exception is that you do not ever see Robert Blaine anywhere on campus.
I'm going to make notes of this in my schizophrenic journal, along with the notation I see dead people.
Do you have an evidence dungeon with a big cork board? With, all the names linked by string and text?
Push pins and he has strings everywhere.
Excellent.
Yes, it's hidden behind a painting in my room.
Oh, perfect.
that
You,
never
you,
ages.
you do eventually kind of notice maybe a pattern to some times you see them, like Rod Block and Lewis Gibson's, Jason Trent and Terrence Laszlo, those four. You tend to see them more either early in the morning or in the evening, but you don't see them much. You don't see them actually at all during the day.
I'm going to add vampires, ? To the board.
Thinking like Dr. Perry now.
Yes, and I'll put a link to Dr. Perry on the board as well.
Oh, good.
And the others, you William, Harold, and Clarissa, you see on campus. You see them. That's about all you. I guess. I guess it's really up to what you may be thinking of doing.
I'm going. I'm in observe and report mode. So
Nice.
I don't want them to know that I'm here. I don't want the administration to know that I'm here. I am a spy. I am the mole at the top of the circus.
Do I get that letter, the Lovecraftian note that my last character sent?
Sure.
All right. He's in observe and report mode. I'm in Paul Blart Mall Cop mode. so I get Adam's character, and I'm like, yo, you see this note? There's some shit going on.
Oh God.
Yeah, the party came back. Blaine didn't. What the fuck happened? We got to catch up with Max on this shit.
Well, yeah, but has Max been showing up for the fencing meets lately, or is he kind
Good
of
question.
dropped out?
No, Max has now returned for any of those events.
Okay.
All right. I think we should challenge him to doubles fencing.
It does sound like a good. I like those odds.
Yes. Well, I'm sure he'll have a second person there. I mean, it would be downright dishonorable if he did not.
Listen, there's some shit that I did read that, I'm sure you heard the same thing, but a lot of stuff went down up there. So we'll just kind of maybe we should put ourselves in vicinity with Max and not mention the letter, but kind of see if we can get him to talk about it. Let's just test the water before we.
Perfect. Let's ask him over a fencing match. That'll be dramatic as shit.
Yeah. And what about the letter?
Yeah.
I'm in favor of that. Yeah, like we definitely. And the guy with the beard's kind of creeping me out a little bit. He stares at the lawn keeper wistfully as the man mows the yard. I just don't understand.
I sip my coffee and step gently behind a nearby pillar.
Perfect. His Starbucks.
But yeah, we'll if possible, we can try to arrange ourselves, or at least one of us can spar, and the other can, if he doesn't want to take two on at one,
I am not 2-on-1, but I am going to challenge him to a doubles fencing match.
That does sound great. So
I'll
try to.
You guys gonna attempt to approach him? He has not. He hasn't returned to the fraternity. He's staying in his dorm room, but he hasn't really made any effort to see anyone at the fraternity, and he's going about his own way.
I don't know about Adam, but if he's with me, I'm going to knock on his door.
I'm going to. I'm concerned.
Nice.
So
all right,
buddy system.
Yeah,
bro.
Let's pay him a call, as gentlemen callers might.
Sounds great.
Okay. Hey, you can visit his dorm room and knock on it.
I do. I knock.
Okay. His roommate answer.
All right.
Frederick Smith.
We're here for Max.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's not currently here. He has a tendency.
Tennis?
I'm not sure what has happened. I've heard what's happened, but he doesn't stay in the dorm too much.
You say he has tennis?
Tennessee, sorry.
Oh, Tennessee. Williams?
Tendency.
Okay, well that's okay too, but All right, as long as it's not tennis. That's
No.
a sport for petunias.
Indeed. So, as
You might
Max,
be able to catch him tonight, though.
All right. In fact, we should catch him tonight. You wanna hang out here? Adam's
he-
character's name?
well, I loaned Max my copy of Nathaniel Hawthorne, so collected
Nice.
works. I was just curious. You cared to? I'm just check out his side of the room real quick to see if
I loaned him my Black Veil to go with his book.
Nice. I like the reference.
Thank you.
Come minister. So will the roommate allow me to enter the room and just kind of glance at Max's stuff real quick?
Sure.
Good,
What are you
I'm
looking
gonna
for?
push my way in too.
Well, but the excuse I'm using is looking for a book that I loaned Max, but I'm just really just trying to look over everything and just see if anything catches my eye, so to speak, or if anything looks like
You can roll spot hidden
Officially, I'm looking for some goth haberdashery.
for some what?
A goth haberdashery.
Okay.
I get 70 on my spot hidden, and my spot hidden is
Probably not 70.
Probably isn't 45, so
And-
no.
And I've rode 285s this game, so I'm
That's improbable.
yeah, I know I broke math, but
Yes,
so
we both failed.
so
I can't speak.
it's a mess. Max isn't a really good housekeeper, I guess. I don't know.
Max's side of the dorm room seems to be in order. I mean, the bed's made, everything's organized.
Is his sword still there?
Yes, it's on the wall.
All right, on the wall. So it hasn't been used recently.
No, it doesn't look that so.
Check his sword if we're gonna see if he's on a fence. See if he's at least keeping it old. See if he's
Yeah, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check to see if it's been maintained.
You can pick it off the wall, look at it.
What is here? Is it study materials? Is he up?
Yeah,
to date?
it's pretty Spartan. Essentially, there is a bed in either side of the room. On the wall opposite from the foot of the bed, there is a closet space. And then on the wall, that's it'd be on the right wall or the left wall, depending which side of the room you're on. But there's basically like a small dresser, and then in the middle, by the head of the beds, there is a two desks facing each other, and then there is a small bookshelf nearby as well, as well as some beds above as well as a wall shelf above the dresser.
I recall that Max was an aficionado for waffles. Waffles and going, Do I see any evidence of waffle parties or any kind of business like that here?
No, I mean perhaps you can find a cookbook, but it's nothing.
That's not Max.
well,
That seems suspicious. I'm going to ask the roommate if Max has had a sudden change of character as of late. Ever since he got back, maybe. What does the roommate?
He goes, yeah. Now you mention it, he doesn't seem to have, I guess, the same interests as he had before. I've noticed that he's been reading some. He doesn't seem to be reading his physics books as much.
What is he reading these days?
Actually, I don't think I've seen him read anything while he's here in the room. He mostly heads out early in the morning, and then he doesn't return till later at night.
What does he eat?
I don't know. I don't spend all day with him. I have seen him in the library once or twice. I've seen him there reading. While he's here in the room, he doesn't. Like I said, he's not reading. Doesn't appear to be studying his physics. And
where's his waffle iron?
I don't know.
Oh, that's suspicious. Max always. I mean, Max. That guy used to love a good waffle.
he was a jamboree man, if there ever was one. But
True that.
So did he say that Max was going to show up tonight, or maybe we should just come back
Well,
in the evening?
We're
or-
gonna wait for him.
Okay.
We've got to wait for him. We're gonna say it's time for waffle party.
I'm
Time for waffle party. He's been neglecting his duties as part of the fencing club. He's been not hanging out as lambda. Unacceptable.
So I'll break
question for you,
out a
Jeff.
deck of cards and play.
Yes, Dave.
So I was keeping track of. I should have brought this up at the beginning of the skills that I should do advancement rolls for.
Oh, cool.
So should I
Sorry.
trigger that?
No, usually I do that when there's a bit more time in between events.
Okay.
Usually more when you have time to actually, I guess, R&R, but
Okay.
you haven't really.
I wasn't
you haven't
sure
really
how
had that.
close together this was. So
Yeah, I mean, you spend a few days out in Vermont before coming over here. It's maybe been a couple more days, but you haven't really.
okay, it hasn't been months. All right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Hasn't been a sports training montage.
All right. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want to. I wanted to get all those sweet points.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've failed so many rolls.
It's true. I've not been checking boxes, but that's a great idea.
Spot hidden. Check.
Oh, you're right. Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Oh, you don't check them if you fail, and
what?
I know in Delta Green you do, but not in Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, it's when you succeed.
Yes.
Oh,
Whoa. Okay, that's a
all
change.
right. That is a change, but I will adapt.
Yeah.
And I think Delta Green, it's is it just +1?
Yeah, it's +1, and then if you were going to
Mhm.
level your character up, you could, you would.
You roll it, and if you roll over, you add a D10, I think, or a
Yeah.
D6, something like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Similar. It's similar. Then it's a success, and then you roll on the checks you roll above. If you roll above, you add a D10.
So
Whoops.
we'll just hang around and play cards and wait for Max to show up then. So if you want to.
Okay.
I'm going to see if the campus bookstore or is there campus books? What kind of provisions are there on this campus?
Let me see. There is a bookshop.
All right, I'm going to.
So go ahead.
I'm going to see if the campus bookstore's got a waffle iron for us.
Probably not.
All right. Well, we'll see if they've got a George Foreman grill then.
No, it's strictly class materials. It has all the textbooks and then any pencils, pens. That kind of doesn't have.
Yeah, I'll you know what? I'll straight up admit I know nothing about 1920s colleges. I have no idea where I'd get a waffle
Yeah,
iron.
that's before my time as well. So I'm not sure what.
Yeah.
My God, I thought Jeff was like 100 years old.
I can't be like, I'm gonna go down to the food court because I don't know what they had back then.
Actually, I do have a map. Let me toss this in there real quick.
There's a Chick-fil-A.
Oh man, a map.
Chick-fil-A? Yeah, all right.
And where's Julius?
Oh no, they've been around forever.
God, Orange Julius is the
They're
best.
internal.
I love Orange Julius. I used to love Orange Julius when they existed. Maybe they still do.
I don't even know if they do or not.
One time I described an energy drink as someone drank an Orange Julius and then pissed it in my mouth.
There is a campus store which might have at least some food stuff.
All right, I'm going to figure out wherever we first got the waffle iron, wherever Max first got the waffle iron. I'm going to go there for another waffle iron and the same waffle batter that we first engineered when we were hanging out as members of Lambda.
Or metallurgy waffle iron.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we
Craft
metallurgy our own
metal iron.
waffle iron.
It's
Is
a
that what we
bonding
did?
experience.
Did we metallurgy our own waffle irons?
I don't think so.
Well, we're getting sidetracked.
Yes.
We are. All right. Either way, I'm gonna say that we make up supplies for a waffle party
Okay.
and then come back to the dorm room to meet with Max.
Okay. You guys arrive back and you knock on the door again,
Yep.
and it's actually Max answering it, and Frederick's not around.
All right. What happened to Fred?
He's not there.
We're okay. We're
Oh, you're
either
asking?
way. Hey, Max. Yeah. All right. So
Okay, sorry.
we're hoping to have a four-way waffle party, but it just looks like it's just the three of us. Time for waffles.
Max.
I'm going to push past Max into his room, and with the waffle supplies.
Max responds with, he says, I am sorry, Frederick had to leave.
Yeah,
and I am afraid I will have to ask you to leave as well.
Yeah, well, he's missing out on these waffles, and if you don't have these waffles, you're going to be missing out too. All right, and I'm going to plug in the waffle iron.
Please, I insist. Please leave. I do not want to be bothered at this time.
Well, this is out of the pale. All right, so, I mean, you're going to have to eat these waffles. All right.
So
please, I'll call campus police if I have to.
I'll call Lambda, and you're gonna eat these waffles, bitch.
Yeah. He walks out and goes to the hall with the hall phone.
Wait, is there a hall phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's suspicious.
Hey, he's walked out of his room quick. I'm gonna run over to his bedside and see if he's left anything laying on the bed or anything.
All right, that's a good idea. I'm going to look about his roommate to see if there's anyone like shoved in the closet or what the fucking deal is here. Did the roommate leave his wallet? Like, does he still have possessions here, or did he like happen?
Yeah, no, I mean, no, it's nothing. You don't find like a body hit anywhere or anything like that.
Do I find like shoes on the floor? Like he.
No, it's more like he just stepped out.
Oh, he did step. Okay. All right. Well, that's all right. So, do I find like Max is still like? Is it like what is? Does he have his shit still here, or is he like what's going on?
He has the closet filled with clothing, which all seem typical for him. And again, you found his sword earlier, which is on the wall. And other than that, it's mostly pretty Spartan. I mean, the books, there are several books on the shelf related to physics and mathematics.
Did he dispose of everything else? Like, did he get rid of his old life? Like, what's?
Well, you heard from Frederick. He hasn't really been spending time reading his textbooks, but they're still here.
Yeah, but like he was a fan of drinking, and he was a member of Lambda. He was a physics student, but he was also a fencer. Like, this guy was a bro. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Sure.
And like I'm wondering what happened to all his bro supplies. Are they just unused, or did he legit dispose of them when he came back?
You don't find any liquor in here either, if that's what you're trying to find as well. No, nothing like that.
No waffle iron, no, nothing else. All right. So did he throw them out? Like, do I think?
Are they probably? You don't. I mean, they're not in the trash can here. You don't know where they're at.
All right. So they're conspicuously missing then.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not here.
Do you have a journal?
You didn't find one before.
I'm gonna look for one now.
Okay.
All right, I tell you what. While he's doing that, I'm gonna run and try to intercept Max before
Good idea.
He calls the cops. So I'm like, would that be athletics to run or?
Dexterity.
Dex. Let's see what my dex is. Let's see if I can roll 85 for a third time. Okay,
cops can't trace phone calls. You could just hit the receiver and it probably
79. I missed it by one.
Okay.
Well, I missed Dex by a lot, but
yeah. Yeah, you step in the hallway. He's already at the phone dialing.
Hey, Matt, listen. We were wanting to check about that weird-ass letter you sent us. Will you please hang up the fucking phone? We were trying to do a cool.
He just looks at you, and he's waiting for the phone to ring through.
Uh-huh. Oh, please. Weird stuff going on. Can't trust Blaine, who didn't come back. that seems a little suspicious. You sent us a letter saying you can't trust Blaine, and then he doesn't come back. Huh? Huh? Is he doing anything yet?
He starts talking to the phone. Yes, I'd like to report 2 individuals that are at my dorm room, and he gives a room number and dormitory, who refuse to leave at my request. I'd like to have him removed
Hey,
so I
fool.
can go
Does he
retire for the
know-
evening.
Does he name the 2 individuals?
No.
Interesting.
I go, don't bother. We're leaving.
And then he just replies with "thank you," and he hangs up and just looks at you, just stares at you.
Dude, you ain't the same fucking person we knew back then. Like, you haven't showed up. You're treating us like this. What happened to you?
Please leave.
Okay, we're gone. I'm gone. It's like,
I am right now attempting to run the jewels. I'm right now rifling through all his shit. Do I find a journal? Do I find any kind of business? Can I want to take my time with the spot hidden, or like I want to push the spot hidden. I'm searching inside mattresses and shit. Like what's the deal? Come on, man.
You find like all his notebooks from the classes. But there's not a you find like on his notebook you find, in the margins or sections where there's notes written about like test dates coming up, and this is all stuff from the previous semester, but it's nothing really recent for the upcoming semester, obviously, and nothing within the last several weeks.
All right, so he's done nothing, no notes, no writing since he came back.
No, it doesn't appear so.
All right. Well, then I'm going to leave, and I'm going to pass by him on my way out and start talking to him.
What do you say?
Hey there, it's me, your old friend, John Assman. You remember me, John?
Yes, John. How are you?
Yeah, John Assman. I'm doing fine, but I'm worried about you, man. You remember our old handshake, right?
Good one.
Do you remember our old handshake? Yeah, I'm just going to start doing ridiculous shit to him. Like,
Okay.
I'm
he fumbles, like he doesn't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's supposed to be like a secret handshake, and
no, we had no secret handshake. I'm just gonna fuck with the guy relentlessly until the cops show up.
Okay.
I'm out of his room now. I'm just gonna start fucking with him to watch him try and pretend he's one of us still.
Yeah, he totally fumbles. Like he can't guess what you're trying. He doesn't know how.
I'm gonna tell him he got it perfect, right? Yeah, as he's fumbling, I'm like, yeah, man, you remember.
And within a few minutes, 2 cops do show up, and they inquire if there is a problem here, if they need to force to remove you, or if you're if you have. Well, actually, they'll ask you for your student IDs.
Yeah, I'll present it to them and not to him.
And then they ask if there is a problem here.
Does Adam want to leave before the cops get here?
I was hanging out. I would like to say I was probably hanging out outside smoking, waiting on you. Now, it's the cops have asked me.
You seen them before they come inside then.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'll call you on my cell phone. Wait.
50.
One lantern. One if I land, 2 if I see.
The original 50.
Okay.
The 2 officers do step into the building though, unless.
I'm gonna step out in front and
I'm
in front of them, intercept the cops. I'm gonna listen. Like, we went up here. The guy, he owed money on his fraternity dues, and we came in here to ask him about it, and he acts like he doesn't even fucking know us. We thought we were checking on him at that point, just as we were worried about his health. Man, he doesn't even seem like the same guy we knew. Like, I'm sorry you guys had to come out. We're leaving. We, no problem and all that. It's just, dude, we're talking like a 180. like on personality. Like we thought we knew this guy. We were glad to see he made it back, and So I'm trying to, like, I guess, roll a persuasion to soften the blow and get let off with like a warning.
Sure.
And I should probably check my fucking stats before I start saying I'm a real persuade, since I had like a 30
Nice.
and I got a 68. So
Oh,
I failed that. So I'm gonna burn all my luck. No.
No. You can add a bonus dice in there.
well, we haven't committed a
10
crime yet.
bonus. All right. I got a 60. I'm putting up the real dice. I'm going digital right now. The real dice are bad to me. So I failed it.
They once they enter though, and they start talking between Max and the two of you, and both of you can recognize that two cops, once they see Max, they kind of get a irritated look in their face. And throughout the conversation, they basically ask what's going on, and Max explains it, and you guys tell your story, and they what they end up deciding, or is forming, is that just simply you two need to return to your dormitory. He's in the east dormitory. You guys should be in the west dormitory.
Certainly.
And obviously nothing has happened, and they like to keep it that way. But just return to dormitories for the evening, and nothing else will be said or done.
When they ask for IDs, does Max present his?
Yeah.
So he has his ID then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Okay. So, all right. So yeah, I'm just going to I'm going to leave acting like I'm convinced that Max is in fact Max, and that he passed all his what is it, disguise checks.
Yeah.
Even though he did just a shit job, just completely fumbling his handshake and whatnot.
I have a real quick question, Jeff. I meant to mention this earlier. Does his cadence sound off? Like
Good point.
like when he was speaking? Like I didn't know if you were doing it intentionally, or if I was just imagining that you were kind of doing the pod people thing with him.
He's doing a pod people thing.
Give me an idea check.
Okay, now I do have that. Wait, I told you I was doing digital. All right.
Or if you got a
Dice stream.
psychology, whichever one is better for
Psychology,
you.
1%.
Neither of them were 87. So
Can I get idea?
Sure, yeah.
All right.
Actually, just both of you use a bonus dice, because
31. I'll make it.
Yeah. No, his mannerism of speaking is definitely a little different. Like he's the words he chooses to use, and then he's not speaking.
I was able to
remember him.
I was able to convince him that my name was John Assman.
Yeah,
like, that's not normal, and it's definitely not him.
I tell you, like,
didn't even giggle.
I don't know how far we want to get into this, because these guys are hot topics, so to speak. But
you mean the Goths?
Oh God! Now I got the cure plan through my head. Maybe we should, ask around. Like, there's other people came back. I'm sure that some of the bros in the fraternity, or we've got connections and stuff like that. Maybe
That's
other people have noticed that these guys aren't acting the same. I mean, I can't imagine what would do this to somebody. Like,
can two brothers call a frat meeting?
I'm going to say you guys aren't of the status to do that. You're members, but you're not the the leaders, or the, I know what the correct position would be.
Officers.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna escalate this upwards. I want to talk to a senior brother of the frat.
Okay. just tell me what your concern is, or what your.
I'm gonna be like, these guys are acting real strange, and they're basically imposters. They look the same, but you can tell them your name is John Assman, and they will believe you. They think we've got a secret handshake, but they fuck it up, and they have no idea. Just they're trying really hard to be who they were, but they're not.
Can I be overtly lurking suspiciously near this conversation?
I mean, you are in the frat, right?
Yes, but like, I'm assuming you're like talking to this guy somewhere.
No, I'll talk to him in public. I want everyone in the frat to know. I'm trying to get the whole frat in on this shit.
So I'm suspiciously standing behind a potted plant.
This is the time when frats solve mysteries instead of chase women. Like, this is a good.
Behind one fern.
Yes, behind one fern.
So you express your concern about Max, with your fraternity officer, and he's he listens to your story, but then he says, yeah, but he's one of those students that caused all those problems in Vermont. I heard they got a pretty good scolding from the dean of students as well as the president. Far as I know, they're both, or all of them, are on pretty tight wire. I don't think they want to. I'm not sure how I would be if I was that close to losing, being expelled from the university.
You talk to that guy, he doesn't know what trouble is. Come on, man, talk to him with us.
I'll see if I can get a chance to talk to him myself.
Yeah, he's a brother. We should counsel him.
Yeah, but I will still handle that myself. It's really something an officer should deal with.
All right.
Okay, well, just keep us in the loop if you don't.
If I think I need to, I'll go talk to the dean of students and go there.
Okay.
Well, I can't imagine what you'd tell the dean.
Has he causing any problems?
Well, he's not showing up anymore. I mean, he is a member of this frat, and suddenly he's absent.
I don't know. Perhaps the dean told him to not to associate with the fraternity anymore. I haven't heard of that, but that's I guess it's a possibility.
Maybe
he was told to focus on his studies and then not to be doing anything else.
What if he was on his studies? It's true. He's not focused on any studies. He's not been taking any notes since he left. Since he came back. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, class hasn't started yet either.
Oh, all right.
This is a few weeks interim between you guys came back and then, or when they came back and
like
class starts.
Spring and fall semester or fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
That place he was in was a funny Midwest community. What if he was kidnapped by hill folk and they're imposters here now? They'd be doing exactly this. Hill folk. That's what I'm telling you.
I'll make a point to talk to him tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
And Dave, yes, you can kind of hear this conversation.
All right. So after they are frustrated in their attempts, and they're walking dejectedly away, I'm going to glide out from behind the fern.
Ah!
The ficus tree or whatever.
Yes, I'm gonna glide out from behind the ficus, and say,
Randall Woods moves.
Hey, buddy, wanna buy a watch? No.
Witches said that I would be slain by a man, not of woman born. Oh,
no. I'm gonna say, you're gonna want to listen to what I have to say, but we can't talk here.
Yeah, this young guy with a full beard that hasn't been trimmed that steps out and starts, "Hey, come over here."
A wizard.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Well, that was perfect. That's exactly what I do. With my eyes really wide.
Yeah, I have hi. Can we help you?
Like I said, you're going to want to hear what I have to say, but we can't
I
talk
already want
here.
to hear what we can't.
No, we have to go back to the dorms or wherever my room is.
The fraternities where you're kind of
Oh,
hanging
yes.
out
All
at.
right. So, why don't you accompany to my lodgings upstairs?
All right.
Okay, we will follow him to plot.
All right. So after that, I walk in and sit down in the chair and I lock the door. And I'm gonna say, all right. So you've obviously heard about the mission to Cobb's Corners, and I hear that Max isn't doing so well.
Yeah, we've got this. We got this letter from them. I show him.
All right. Well, that's not the whole story. Well, you know that one of those students didn't make it back, right? You read that in the article.
Which student?
Blaine.
Blaine. Oh
no,
yeah, Blaine. That's
Kimball.
right.
Oh, Kimbo. Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought Blaine also didn't make it back.
No, the article doesn't say that. But he just hasn't been seen.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, my name is not, in fact, Audric Ogre Van Dam.
What the fuck?
I am O'Kimball. Or. And I've dramatically flipped the picture around on the wall, revealing my giant mind map.
Picture and the script.
And the script, yes. And I'm basically going to convey that it is my belief that it is not in fact Max, that I saw Max die. He was killed by this, and I dramatically open the banded chest in which I keep the biogun. Do they need to make sanity rolls for all of this?
No, I mean, you're just telling a story, and I mean, no, I don't think so. Not
Okay.
at this time.
We just think you're crazy. We're not going crazy.
Sure. He was killed by this biogun, and I believe that there may be some connection to vampires. We were put onto the trail by the doctor in the town.
I think you're crazy.
Yes, I'm going complete I am a paranoid schizophrenic, guys.
Vampires, huh?
Yes, and so that I just info dump the most paranoid schizophrenic version of the events. The moon monster or the frog monster in the woods, the girl and the sacrifice on the rock, lawn. And if you don't believe me, follow the lawnmowers.
Dave, can you do me a favor? I'm
Sure.
stepping on Jeff's toes when I do this. Can you roll persuade?
Sure, absolutely.
No,
Just to see how.
Absolutely.
I was going to
can
ask for
do
your
that.
either that or psychology from you two. Actually, psychology from you two, I think too.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I fail at psychology. I have 1% in psychology.
Okay.
10. Watch me excel.
Oh, 10 is, I guess, the default. It's
I'm gonna-
psychoanalysis is 1.
I'm gonna roll
No,
one
we-
persuade and one charm, because if I don't manage to persuade them, I could still come off as an endearing paranoid schizophrenic.
Just
Nice.
roll. They just roll 1 percentile,
Okay.
and then compare it to both skills.
Okay.
It's really you have a better
Dr. Brown.
chance that way rather than rolling dice twice.
Sure.
You're-
Yeah, I actually made them both. I got a 29.
Your-
Nice.
Persuade is 30. Charm is 35.
I think your beard gave you a plus on that one, too.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Do either one of you
Wizard.
make psychology then?
Neither.
No,
Okay.
I've yet to
we
make
both have
anything.
10%.
But Kimball tells this elaborate plot story involving all the with all the events that occurred, but he manages to kind of piece it and weave it together where it actually makes coherent sense. Surprisingly, I mean, there was a lot of bizarre ideas in it, but it almost like it has its own internal logic framework that does make sense within itself. But if you were to look at this from outside, it seems very weird. But it does oddly make some sense. And-
Lawnmower-based warfare. I suppose
Yeah.
that makes sense. I never thought of it that way.
So that's regardless if what you're saying is 100% true, which you make a convincing case. The question is, why are they back and what are they doing? So, we have
That is the
really,
question.
we have really, to use an old Logan, West Virginia phrase, we don't really have a dog in this fight, so to speak, but we just kind of drug ourselves into it. So there, I gave you a local colloquialism, but
Nice.
you know, you mentioned vampirism and stuff like that, and my degree is not literature, but I have read Stroker, and I do understand that there are thralls like what was his name? What was the one that Dracula had to do all his dirty work? Renborg,
Yeah.
not
Ren something.
Renfield.
Renfield.
Renborg's a guy I work with.
For some reason, I thought it was Quisling.
But it would be interesting. So I'll tell you, like, at least I can't speak for my brother here, but I would really be interested to see what they're doing during, like, what at least Max or one of these other people are doing during the day.
Yeah, none of, and I
Yeah.
will also inform them that I've seen them from my tower window, and they're only present from like during the early morning and at night. They're never around during the day. Any of them.
Interesting.
They had to turn in admission forms. I would love to, even if we're enrolling in a new semester, the paperwork is still there. I filled it out. Maybe we could cross-reference, see if we can compare the letter's signature to Max's signature and like
It's a great idea.
on file. And another of us, his roommate mentioned he was hanging out in the library a lot. Now we've already made our face known to him, and he acted like he didn't know our face. So he may not know your face, Okimbo. So maybe you should start hitting the book, so to speak.
It sounds
Yeah.
good. I'm assuming that there's like a place, because they probably have a music program. I'm gonna acquire a violin case for my bio gun and take
Nice.
that with me to the library.
Sure.
Oh my God, this
It's a
is
good idea.
Los Mariachi.
El Mariachi.
You're gonna pull out a big like snail cone and start killing people. Anyway, I'm sorry. Please continue. So, I think we have a nice at this point, though. I do like out of character. I think we do have a nice narrative to start going with here. So this is cool.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, is that cool? You want to just who wants to go to the? You probably don't want to go near admissions, since
No.
I get the impression you're not with us.
No, I'm not, in fact, an astronomy student.
Yeah. Now,
Never mind the telescope.
I could pretty much speak for Kyle on it since we're using the same character sheet.
Yes.
So, like, persuade's not our strong suit, but maybe we can make our way in with something.
We've only got intimidate at 15 also, which seems backwards, but it is true.
What's Max's last name?
I forgot. I should check.
I have Davenport written down.
That's right. It is Max Davenport.
Okay, I'm McCoy. What's your character's last name? Kyle, what was your character's last name?
Sorry. My character is Caleb Seacrest.
Seacrest. Okay, we're not near him on the alphabet. Well, we could probably bribe somebody, or we could make an excuse, or something,
Steal shit.
We'll figure it out when we get there. We'll case it outside.
Yeah.
Oh, and I will distribute the $30 check money evenly between us so that you guys have some spending money.
Money. I'm gonna totally abuse this.
You can add an extra $10 into your cash.
I
Okay.
will. Thank you.
Apparently, I have $500 in assets, like much
Oh,
like
shit.
Kyle's character. Is that good?
That includes like all your clothing, anything you spend money. It's your lifetime basically acquisition of stuff.
Okay, so it's not great. Okay. I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty good, but
I
I
grew
mean,
up.
money was big back then.
Yeah, I mean that would also include like your fencing swords. I mean you've include that in there
Yeah.
because it's all stuff you bought over time. And
Sure.
if there's anything maybe you really want to have in your sheet that's not there, because I'm not entirely sure actually certain what your inventory says, but I mean, you might be able to have
Both
some
have
stuff.
a penknife, a small rock pick, and a fountain pen in addition to our sword.
And a Barrett 50 cal.
Yes.
I like that plan. I also have 2.
Yeah, not the bar.
Okay.
All right, that's cool. So we'll probably, like, at least my character. I mean, the rest of them can. I'm gonna go retire for the night. A little uneasy with talk of vampires and stuff like that. Not to make fun of people from that area or the area that I'm from or anything like that. Which, yeah, I'm not really too far from Logan, West Virginia, to be honest with you. But there's, definitely in rural Appalachia, there's, wives' tales and stuff like that. So it kind of, reminds me of tales that were told around campfires growing up, or that distant relatives swore were true, kind of ghost stories and things like that.
All right.
Okay. So what is your? I know you guys are I believe everyone's retiring for the night. What's going to be your plans, of any, for the next day?
I think our plan.
Think about it.
I tell you what, we're going to back up Dave's character while he tails them through the library. Does that sound right? We're not going into the library with them because we would be seen, but we're going to back them up outside. Does that sound good?
Yes, and I'm gonna suggest that we acquire and distribute rape whistles from the campus safety office.
Rape whistles, huh? Seems like a good idea.
That seems like at a time that rape whistles wouldn't exist. But I do agree. How about
But you can always acquire
whistles?
whistles.
Yeah. How about this? Like, I mean, I
Slide
think
whistles.
I hate to be the one to divide the party and stuff like that, but I think I may try my rustic Southern hospitality in the admissions office and try to
That's a good
at
idea.
least try to find a sampling of his signature.
Yeah, there. At the admissions office, there was actually a couple of secretaries behind a desk. One of them looks. Two of them are maybe in their mid-30s. The other one looks like she's probably in her later 40s.
Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and play the scene out then if you want to. So I'm gonna walk up to him and which are both of them, like, which one of them seems like they're the which one's alone, like not next to another person? I'm gonna pick out the weak gazelle.
One of the
Nice.
younger gals is kind of sitting away from the other two.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to, like, does she have a desk she's working at? Is there like a chair on the opposite side?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just kind of get her attention and go, ma'am, would you mind if I had a word with you, please? So,
Sure. How can I help?
okay, let's see. Do I have a flirt skill?
I'll be
No.
charm.
Charm. Yeah, I'm more persuading than charming. Okay. Um, ma'am, I don't know what, is it, just offhand, and, I don't want to put you in a bad position or anything like that, but I was really curious. I'm looking to check someone's signature. I was giving a, and I know this sounds weird me coming here, but I was sent a very weird letter, and I'll say I have like the copy of it on me, and I don't have it opened up, but I lay it there. Like I was sent a very weird letter from somebody, and it made me really worry about them mentally. I mean, the things they were saying, and I don't want. It could be a hoax because it was one of my fraternity brothers, and it could be one of the rifle fraternities doing something. And I was just really wanting to see if you could show me the student's signature. I just want to compare it with the
It's a really
signature.
good lie.
Thank you. So I, I'm just concerned for my friend. I don't want to see socials. I don't want to see anything like that. I just like if you could like you can cover up the rest of the sheet of paper. If you can just show me that signature, um, that could help me, and it could help us perhaps do an intervention, and maybe, who knows? Like hopefully save his life if he's as unstable as I'm afraid he is. So
Roll persuade and add use a bonus dice in there too.
I wanted to ask you on the bonus dice thing. Is it like, are you saying basically make sure I understand it? So you mean like basically roll 2 percentiles and take the lowest one?
You roll 2 10s, so the ones remains the same. It's the 10s that you roll 2 of, and you take the lowest.
I'll just use the
Oh.
red dice for that then. I mean, that's what I did the first time. I was just making sure I was doing that.
I mean, really, the 2 1s probably isn't going to make that big of a difference as the
That makes
10s.
sense.
All right, let's see. Well, I got a 17. I actually made it. Awesome.
Yeah. She looks over at the other two and kind of, looks to see what they're doing, and then she motions for you to wait, and she gets up, disappears into the back room for a few minutes, and then emerges with a file folder, and then again looks over to see what everyone else is doing, and no one's really paying much attention. It's not unusual for a student to be here to begin with, asking for help, and then she does pull out a form that has Max's autograph on it.
Okay.
And she lets you examine it. And I would say make an idea check.
Idea check.
Or intelligence check. Whatever. I mean, it's the same difference.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. I should be able to make it.
Or if you happen to have forensics, that would be okay as well. But I don't think you do.
I don't know, but I'll spend 2 luck and make it. I wrote a 47. I mean, not a 47. I wrote a 72, and I have 70 in it, so I'll spend the luck and make it.
Sure. The autographs look, to your eye at least, they look the same. However, the forms all were all dated sometime just before the trip to Vermont, just to get paperwork in for the new semester. So they look the same, but it's also the form's actually even earlier than the letter.
Okay. Awesome.
So we just don't have a document since he came back.
Yeah. We don't have anything current, but
definitely check that too. That skill. Oh, no, it wasn't the persuade. Sorry.
Okay.
That's right, because you succeeded.
Definitely will. So all I need to do is either think of a different avenue, or I would. Maybe I shouldn't have went for admissions. Maybe I should go to housing, because the housing he would have to fill out forms if he was checking back in, wouldn't he? Or do I need to pick a different avenue altogether? Is that too?
It's probably the same thing where the all the arrangements for that had to be taken care of prior to the start of the semester. So it's more likely that would have been filed probably at about the same time as admissions.
So I have to get him to actually sign something for me then. Which, I mean, at least I do know that is a legit signature. So
yeah,
I will look at it and just kind of shake my head and say, it's the same. I got a lot to think about, and ma'am, thank you again. Like, you've helped both me and my friend Max out, and I will give her his like that like sorrowful smile you kind of do like to somebody,
Hmm.
and then thank her again and walk out.
Okay.
Nice.
So
It's actually close to midnight. I don't know if we wanted to pause here.
Yeah,
I can go-
I think.
I
Yeah,
guess you wanted to get the library scene out of the way. It just depends on you Jeff, for me.
yeah, whatever works better for you.
Um, we could continue for a little. I'm just going to get up early again.
Oh, we can get off then, dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah, no
also I'm
problem.
actually going to be gone the next 2 weekends as well.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I'll be out of town, so if you want, let's do the library scene real quick, I guess.
Okay.
So we can actually advance to the. Actually, it is that morning, that day. So, Okima, what were you doing while they were out? At least while Van McCoy was at emissions.
I was just kind of going over the plan with what's your name, Kyle?
Caleb.
Caleb. I was discussing the plan of attack for the library with Caleb. Basically, if I blow my whistle, come in, and I'm just gonna keep an eye on him and see if he's doing anything suspicious. Do you think I should ask him any questions or just observe?
Yeah, I think you should ask him all. I think you should. You shouldn't ask him any questions, but you should suggest all kinds of bullshit about yourself and see if he clues onto it. Because I think that man is completely vulnerable to bullshit.
Well, will that get us anywhere?
It'll just
What if
you
he
will be more thoroughly.
Well,
Oh.
my worry is that they may not be on the lookout for you guys, but if they're thralls, their masters have seen me. I did battle with them, the crab people, and I don't want to alert the crab people to my presence and bring them down on this fine learning establishment.
You've explained this story to me before, and I believe you, but every time you say crab people, it really just I really just have if you could just avoid saying it like that.
Crab-like entities?
Just their masters. I mean, we know that there are crab
The arachnids.
Crustaceans. Crustacean hominids.
Yes.
Crustacean Americans.
Yes. Crustacean. I can't.
Anthropomorphic arachnids.
Yes. Creatures. We know that their masters are creatures. But so yes, I mean, if you want me to go in there and follow them, that's fine. But if you think they'll recognize you, then I should be the one to do it. But if you don't think they'll recognize you, then you should be the one to do it.
Well, because I thought the plan was you wanted me to observe him since he hadn't seen me before. But I think that he may have seen me before. So I don't know if he's going to be suspicious, because if he's, brain dead, he may not even remember you.
You know what? I tell you what, if he panics, if he sees you and panics, we'll know something, and we won't have lost anything because I won't be there. I'll be in the back where he can't see me.
Okay.
So you blow the rape whistle and run for it, and then we'll know that he was there when the attack from those creatures that will be unnamed happened.
All right. So yeah, I'll go and kind of wait outside the library, or wait outside his dorm and kind of shadow him to the library. I'm going to be doing it openly. Like, I'm going to be staring at him and not making any sort of attempt to hide the fact that I'm following him.
It's a good idea.
And see where he goes.
Okay. What time are you starting?
I'm assuming I kind of have a rough idea of when they become active. So,
Sure.
like 30 minutes prior to that.
Okay. Yeah, you suspect you need to be out there rather early.
Okay.
So you get out by the dormitory around like a quarter after 7 or so.
Okay.
And you just park on a bench and you're just sitting there, waiting. And about half hour later, he departs and
Okay.
starts making his way across campus.
All right.
And
Yeah, I'm gonna
you can follow him pretty easy. And he eventually, I believe he heads westwards. Let me see in the map. No, actually, he goes southeastwards, and he makes eventually makes his way to the it's called the Orne Library. It's the university library.
Okay.
And he arrives, and he's actually there a few minutes early before it actually opens. It opens at 8 a.m.
Mhm.
And so while he's waiting, actually, you see Roderick, Lewis, Jason, and Terrence also arrive and begin waiting as well.
Okay. I'm gonna walk back a little bit to where Caleb is actually hiding, and say,
Okay.
"That's the rest of the missing students."
Oh shit. All right.
I don't know. Are there any other students waiting, or am I just gonna go be traipsing in 1v5?
No, you might see there's 2 or 3 other students
Okay.
from school here.
Okay.
They're all just early. But yeah, the Roderick, Lewis, Jason, Terrence, and Max are also all here waiting as well.
I
Alrighty.
tell him Max used to enjoy having waffles with his brothers in the frat. Now it looks like he's formed his own breakfast club.
Dun dun dun. All right, so I'm gonna, just, go up and wait, not with that group, but kind of milling about in the same area as the other students, like leafing through my empty notebook
Sure.
meaningfully.
And a few minutes later, the library opens, and all of them, the crowd, enter into the library.
Okay.
I'm tailing at a distance where I can only see Dave's character, where I can't see any of the people who are actually being followed.
Okay. And so, Okimbo, are you following in then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. You follow in behind, and pretty much all the students separate kind of ways. They each go to different parts of the library. Just let me know who you decide you wish to follow. I guess then, since
Okay.
there's more people here that have interest, perhaps.
Yeah. I think, let's go with the plan with Max. I'm going to follow Max and see where that takes me.
Okay. Max actually, let me double check. He actually heads over to there is a folklore section.
Okay.
And he heads over there and begins browsing some of the books, and eventually pulls one off and takes a seat at one of the desks nearby.
Okay.
In order for actually, that's on the, I believe that is on the 3rd level. So you follow him up 2 flights of stairs and watch him do that. And the desk is actually near the front of the library itself.
Okay. I'm gonna do a loop through the aisles on the others, start 3 aisles down and then weave through like I'm browsing, and look at what was on either side of the book that he took.
It's you're in like the mythology, and also I guess what you recall or consider like mythology, folklore, or occult, kinda.
Mm-hmm.
As if
So I'm saying,
what-
like, I guess perhaps a better way of putting it, I want to write down the book numbers on either side of the empty space.
I actually don't even know there is. Yeah, I'll let you make a note at least of the
Yeah,
titles on either side.
yeah. That's the idea. Is that if I can go through the library and figure out what books that they've taken, and then leave, we can come back later and get those books.
Yeah, you can make a note of like what aisle and then shelf number and then titles
Yeah.
and stuff.
Okay.
I'm just thinking. I'm not even sure there was even Dewey Decimal. Or
According to
Zillion today.
Wikipedia, the Dewey Decimal Classification, or Dewey Decimal System, was first published in the United States by Melville Dewey in 1876.
Oh, really? Yes. Okay. Yeah, you can write down the exact Dewey Decimal then.
I saw where you're going with that.
Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah,
No
beautiful.
problem.
Either way, you can make a note of location of it.
Sure. So I think I'm just gonna do that for all of the students. Like, I'm just gonna go from. Did anybody go any floors above where we are? Or
No, this is
everybody
actually the
below?
top floor. This
Okay.
is the top floor. This is the third.
So I'm just gonna take
Um,
my time, and since it's early and there aren't a lot of people here, it should be fairly easy to do. I'm just gonna go through and search for that.
Yeah, you kind of snoop around. Actually, give me a stealth roll as you're
Okay.
trying to.
All right. Give me a second. I gotta see what my stealth is. I don't want to be stealthy about it. I mean,
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like walking through the library. I'm just gonna go up and down all the shelves and find places where there's the spaces
Okay.
near
Um,
people.
See, I'm trying to figure out where they're at. You kind of make your way to the library, and you do find Lewis Gibbons.
Mhm.
You're kind of making your way back down, and Lewis is actually in. You kind of find him in chemistry and pharmacy area, where it's a lot of textbooks on that. He has a book out. He's reading one of those. You recognize that as being a bit odd, perhaps.
Mhm.
If you recall, he was actually a botanist. He had a
Okay.
year of medical prior to that, but he switched over to botany afterwards. And
Okay.
but
I'll
he
make
does
a note
have.
of. I'll make a note in the book of like which person was reading which book.
Sure. And give me a medicine roll if you
Let's
probably
see
don't
if I-
have a very good one, but
I have a 1, but I also have a 30 first aid. Would either of those?
medicine. Sorry.
Okay, so I'll roll it, but I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah.
And if I do get it, by gaggle, I got a 94, so no.
Yeah. Quite the opposite.
Books.
Yeah.
So I'm watching all this. Do I see that any of the people have seen him?
No, they haven't really seemed to take notice of them.
Well-
They're all of them are. If you can see them as well, they're rather intent on. They got a book out. They're taking time to. They're really nosing the book. They're really focused on what they're.
Let me rephrase that. None of them have noticed him, but has he crossed any of their sight lines like earlier when they were outside the library?
No,
point
I
did they have
believe
sight of him?
you were attempting to remain hidden at the time, Dave.
Not like really hidden. I mean, I wasn't
You were hanging
doing
back,
anything
though.
overt. Yeah, I was hanging back. I wasn't overtly avoiding them, but I wasn't like jumping up and down and saying, "Hey, look at me."
Yeah, no, they didn't really seem to take notice of him.
But could they physically? Did they perceive him? Like, did he appear within their field of vision at any time?
Well, I had to walk up when they were on the steps after I came
Yeah,
back and
I mean,
talked to you.
Yeah.
At some point,
what I thought.
probably, but I mean,
Just establishing now that they
Yeah.
saw him but did not notice him.
sure.
Okay, so that solves the idea
Yeah.
that they would recognize him from the attack.
Um,
The attack by
And-
those creatures that we will not name.
and then you go down another floor. You catch. This is actually on the ground floor. You spot Jason Trent. He is looks like he's in and out of the history section. He's reading a few books from there. If you want, you can give me a spot hidden.
Ooh, I would love to do that.
I'm playing backup right now.
Spot hidden 25%. Let's see. Do. 48. Did not get it.
Okay.
I'm
And then
backing
if
him up right now, and I just like to establish that I have a lawnmower in a burlap sack.
I don't think so.
No,
They're a really big burlap sack.
Yeah. A bag of holding, you mean?
it's not a bag of holding. It's
Yeah.
not holstered. It's just a lawnmower in a sack.
All right, so we have Trent in the history section, Max in the occult section. It was who was the guy?
Lewis.
Lewis in the pharmacy section.
And Roderick, you find down in the basement reading through newspapers.
Newspapers. That's going to be the hardest one to find after the fact.
And
Mhm.
Give me a psychology roll.
Okay, I will do that. Ought 5.
Nice.
Oh,
Got it.
roll another one too for back with Jason. I forgot to ask you.
Okay. I got a 45 on that one, so no.
Okay. Yeah, Roderick's sitting down. He's flipping through some newspapers. They're not terribly old. Maybe back a couple of decades from your guess. But, he's flipping through several of them, and he eventually stops and begins reading in one of them. Rather intently, and you can tell that from the expression on his face that he's particularly upset by what he's reading.
Oh, interesting.
It's like he almost has like a distraught expression on his face,
Well, I'm gonna.
and he spends maybe 15 minutes reading, and then flipping through some other newspapers, and then setting those aside, going back to the same one he read, and again, just distraught and emotionally just upset.
I'm gonna actually, like, when I see that he's distraught, I'm gonna walk up and be like, "Hey there, buddy," with my charm skill.
Okay.
You seem upset. What's wrong? 59 did not make the charm.
Okay. He folds up the newspapers back up and sets them back in the pile. He says, "Oh, I'm just having a difficult time. Thank you for your concern, though." And he packs up the papers and returns them to where they go, and then leaves the area, heads back upstairs.
Okay. I guess since
Could he
they're
make
all
a check
here.
to-
I mean, I guess, yeah. Could I do some kind of check to have, like, tracked the newspaper through its shuffling?
Yeah, like the shell game.
Sure. Spot hidden.
Okay.
I'll give you a bonus on that since you were right there
Okay.
when he put them away. Or sorry, bonus die on that.
Yeah, I didn't make either of them. Didn't have my
Um,
glasses on.
Yeah, no, but you can certainly take the time to kind of sort back through it, perhaps.
I'll make. I think I have my fountain pen. Yes, I'm gonna make a line on one side of where he took the newspapers from, and a line on the other side on the shelf, and then I'm gonna continue back upstairs.
Okay. I'm just going to suggest. I don't know how far you missed it, but you could potentially use luck. Actually,
I
no.
have
I'm
4
sorry.
luck.
I'm sorry for making that suggestion. I just looking out for you, or you can make a push roll.
No,
Can I donate
no.
him some?
Sorry.
Can you donate a person luck?
No.
Oh.
But
gonna
Dave,
have
you
to
could
buy a
certainly
rabbit's foot.
attempt a. You could definitely attempt a push roll.
No.
No.
This is going okay. I'm gonna keep it that way.
If you
All right.
push it, you break your literacy.
Yeah.
I push it, and it's gonna be like a crustacean American is gonna come out from behind the shelves.
Oh
and,
God!
Eat me.
Grab people, grab.
Tastes like crab, talk like people.
So yes, I'll head back upstairs and I guess rendezvous with Caleb.
All right. Yeah, that was some shit. They did not recognize you, and that's fortunate. I tell you, any day you don't have to use your lawnmower is a good day.
Yes.
I see
So
you had a
I,
song about that.
I made a I made a note of what books that they were reading, so we can come back later and find those,
All right, we should do
or at
that.
the very least figure out who checked them out last.
Do they check books out here?
Oh, you certainly could. Yeah, there's the general circulation. You also know that upstairs there is some private collections or rare book collections that are usually off limit to the general public, and certainly even students are not. You might might be able to view them, but they usually don't let them be checked out. But most of the other books here, yeah, you could check them out.
Okay.
The newspapers and stuff like that's like I guess like the history, the newspapers, periodicals, things that are collect, like they're not another copy out there. No, they won't let those to be checked out.
Hmm. Right. So, did I see anyone checking anything out?
Not so far. I mean, mostly they get a book, they sit down. And you guys haven't really been observing in too long, but they pretty much just spend the time reading a book.
Yeah, given the time they're spending in this library, I'm suspecting that they spend all day here and don't check anything out because they don't want anything going down on the record as having been checked out.
Or they may not know about checking out books.
That's entirely possible. Since they don't know who you are, you might actually tell them you are a library employee and they need to comply with your demands.
There's actually I forgot to mention, you guys also managed to locate Terrence, because I forgot about him. I was because I threw Max in there. Give me a spot hidden when you come across Terrence.
Okay, let me do that. Come on, dice. Come on, dice. Oh, my hangout froze. I'm still here, but I can't click the dice button. Okay, somebody else is gonna have to roll it for me.
I've been rolling pretty hard today, man. I mean,
I've been rolling pretty bad. Or you've been rolling.
What's your skill, Dave?
It's 25.
Okay, you probably want somebody else rolling in. Well, of course, me and him have the same stats.
It's all
I'll,
good.
I'll try and roll this. It's 22. Holy shit!
Yes.
Nice.
That's weird. Is that even a crit?
No,
That's
that's
only
Delta Green.
a Delta Green, isn't it? All right. Well, either way.
You spot Terrence. He's up actually on the second floor in the engineering, the metallurgy area.
Mhm.
And however, while he has a book out in front of him, it's clear that he's not actually reading from it. Like he's basically sat down, opened it, and he's just sitting there. Instead of reading, he's like looking around the room, almost as if he's daydreaming. He occasionally will stare at people, and give me a. Oh no, he sees. Oh, come on! When you walk past him, he actually glares at you, and you
Like,
get this
glare
odd
right back.
feeling that it doubles then, like the intensity of his glare. It's almost as if he's looking into your eyes, like through
Ooh.
your eyes.
Ooh,
Does he see?
okay.
Do we
I'm
hear
gonna
the
I'm gonna abort
theme
that
from-
glare.
theme from Ironside?
I'm gonna
Yes.
roll. I'm gonna do a tactical roll behind some bookshelves.
A tumble,
Yes.
Excellent.
and he just holds that until you get out of his line of sight.
Okay. That guy's creepy. Vampires, glares, fascination. We're gonna need some mirrors.
Good idea.
We should have brought a mirror. Is there a girl student anywhere? I'm being
it's
entirely
okay.
serious. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up and ask if I can borrow one of their compacts for a brief moment.
Yeah, she looks at you a bit oddly, but she pulls out a compact and hands it to you.
Alright, I'm gonna use it to try and catch Terrence behind me with it.
Sure, he shows up in your reflection.
Okay. I'm gonna give her close it up and thank her. And just with no explanation, walk out of the library.
Okay. Perhaps this is a good time to stop then.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think we got some info.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, well, I'll tell you what, do the closing. I'm sorry, and then I have a.
Oh, sure. I'd like to thank everyone for following along with us for A Time to Harvest. In case you missed the beginning, we're picking up with Okimbo, who spent a bit of time in jail and then has returned and hiding at Miskatonic University. He's met up with a couple of new students who are apparently willing to join in his crazy story as to what's maybe going on. Not even sure if he's sane or not, but and then so we'll leave us here tonight, and we'll pick up in a couple of weeks, and hope everyone follows along then.
Good
Cool.
night.
Alrighty. Thanks, Jeff.